TOEFL Integrated Speaking Task 6, Listening, Speaking, Academic. You will listen to part of a lecture. You will then be asked a question about it. After you hear the question, you will have 20 seconds to prepare your response and 60 seconds to speak. Answer the question clearly and coherently, using information from the lecture. Listen to the passage. On a piece of paper, take notes on the main points of the listening passage. Before you turn in your papers next week, I'd like to have a discussion about the writing process. Your essay has a minimum of 4 stages, and all stages must be included when the final draft is turned in. If you do the optional 5th stage of writing, be sure to turn in all previous work associated with that re-revised essay. A brief description of the invention, planning and drafting, middle draft peer review, final draft, and revised final draft stages will be explained. The first stage is the in-class invention writing workshop. Each student will be expected to participate. It is at this stage that we find a topic, discover what we know about it, consider purpose and audience, and further develop ideas about the selected topic. The second stage is the in-class planning and drafting. Once the initial period of invention is completed, we should review what we have learned about the topic and start to plan our essay. Planning requires us to put our ideas into a coherent, purposeful order appropriate to our readers. Drafting challenges us to find the words that will be understandable and interesting for those readers. The third stage is the in-class middle draft peer review. Once we have finished drafting our essay, we will show it to someone else for comments and advice on how to improve it. Most experienced writers often seek advice from others. Each student on this day of class shall evaluate a minimum of 3 essays from other students. To evaluate someone else's draft, we need to read with a critical eye by using the critical comments section in the book for each assigned essay. The fourth draft is the final draft. Even productive invention and smooth drafting rarely result in the essay a writer has imagined. Experienced writers are not surprised or disappointed when this happens, however. They expect to revise a draft, and revising will help them move closer to the essay they really want to write. We should read the middle draft critically and thoughtfully. It is important to reflect on the critical reading by others and see if we can find opportunities for improvement. It is at this point that the instructor gets an opportunity to evaluate your writing in its first 4 stages, namely the invention, planning and drafting, middle draft peer review, and final draft stages. The 5th stage is a final draft, the revised final draft, which is optional. Our instructor will write comments and suggestions on our final draft, and we may choose to keep the grade he gives us, or we may revise and resubmit it for reassessment. If we choose to revise, we'll have 1 week from the time that the essay is handed back with a grade. Using explanations and details from the lecture, explain the 5 stages of the writing process. Pause the video to record your response.